So let's get one more and then we'll call it. So I'm gonna run through how to do a half roll and kind of give you basically 3 tips on what to do and how to do this movement so you have the smooth effect. So what is a half roll? So half roll is this. And right, you're not completing the roll like this. You're taking your time and capturing what's beneath you. And really that's the crux of the trick, is that you're getting the shot beneath you. So let's do it on this object right here. Like that's a good shot right there. So it's pretty basic, but it gives you a good effect, especially in order to capture the subject. So a couple things to this. The first one is blip. So you want to blip the throttle. So what is that? So blip is essentially you're doing a punch out, a quick punch out, and the punch out doesn't have to be a full punch out. It just has to be enough to get you in the air slightly above where you're currently at. So why do we do this is because if you don't do it and you have a constant throttle, you're gonna be forced to the ground by your propellers. And it just doesn't look smooth and doesn't look clean either. So here's a constant throttle. You hear that prop deflection? Well, that prop deflection is because it's a constant throttle. Here's the blip. Smoother, cleaner, and it's essentially just overall better effect. So that's the really big thing. And a lot of these stuff, like, people don't really tell you because it's just implied when you do any trick. So that's the problem, is that a lot of these tricks you have to blip. So practice your blipping, practice how quickly your craft comes down from a blip, and then you kind of know how much time you have to do that said trick.
Time for 3 a lap.
So the next thing I would do is, once you kind of understand the blip, try to get inverted and see how much time it takes you to come down. So there we go. And honestly, I would do this over grass. I'm just doing it on concrete because these are cool little sand dunes or whatever it's called, gravel, and just me. It looks pretty cool, so I wanted to get that clean shot of that. So I would practice how long does it really take you to come down, and you could do it lower and lower until you just get this like cool effect. See, so practice with how long does it take you to really come down. And then the third thing is that this is all given that your rates are set up correctly. So practice on just being smoother with the sticks. Don't be forceful. See, like a lot of times I see other pilots be like super aggressive on their sticks, and I used to do the same thing when I first started, but it just doesn't look smooth. You don't want that bounce back on the roll axis. That usually happens, you know, aside from tuna, it usually happens because people are being forceful on the sticks. So let's just run through it again together. So we're gonna blip, gauge how much time it comes down, blip, come down, and it looks really clean. And that's essentially it. I mean, it's pretty basic, but again, this is geared towards helping people that just recently started the hobby. And it's really hard, like trying to learn these simple things, because it really just, people just pick it up on their own, and yeah, don't really like pay too much attention to the details. So these are 3 big things for any trick. So let's just go through it once more. Blip, hang time, complete the roll. flip, hang time, complete the roll. And you want to start applying throttle when you're coming down. So when you're full at a full completion, that's when you apply throttle, because if you don't, it's gonna look jumpy. Don't apply throttle when you're coming out of it, because it just looks gross. So let's get one more and then we'll call it. That was fun. So, and we're out of here. Hopefully it was helpful, and see you guys next one. Peace.
Yeah, I've been caught up in this life, don't speak my mind enough. I'm trying to keep pushing on me,